So the reason why I bring up Nick Foles, he is currently listed as a third-string quarterback for your Chicago Bears, Mr. Combs. Andy Dalton is listed as a starter per ESPN, and Justin Fields as the number 2 as the backup. Let me ask you this question, Combs and White. Do you guys see Nick Foles being on the roster for the Chicago Bears come starting day?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Yes, but he won't play.
They're not going to pay a guy that much money to be a third-string quarterback. They're going to trade him. They'll find, even if they've got to take a loss and eat some of the salary, they're going to find somewhere for him to go. He's not going to be on the roster come opening day.
So why you said he will be on the roster? Is he going to be as a third-string quarterback or a starter or a backup, or like where do you see him?
He'll be a third stringer, and I do think they trade him, but I think it'll be right at the trade deadline.
So you guys are both calling trade, but Combs, you are calling
trade deadline for a third-string quarterback. What?
He's a decent third-string quarterback. He's a guy who could go in and start somewhere.
But why would you take him?
Isn't he a Super Bowl MVP too?
He is a former Super Bowl MVP.
So let me ask you guys this question: where do you think he goes? Does a quarterback get hurt during the season and he's the guy, or anywhere in particular?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to Philly, if we're going to be real here, because he's only went back there, 3 times before this? So right. I wouldn't be too shocked if he went there. I think that you brought up a really good point there, Buck. I think it'll all depend on which quarterbacks get hurt. I think it'll be a team that is, just kind of a quarterback away, a team that is just on the line of possibly making the playoffs, but, their quarterback just got hurt, aka the Cowboys last year. So I think that he'll be one of those guys who gets traded right at the trade deadline. That way they can at least get something out of him, because if you trade him before the season starts, you'll get less because everybody has a quarterback and everybody has a healthy quarterback right now. Okay. If you just drop him and you don't trade him, then you get nothing for him. And if you wait for the deadline, then he'll be more sought after for those teams that are still looking for a quarterback.
Combs, where do you think he ends up?
I guess Philly. I think New England makes sense in some ways. Okay. If they're not ready for for Cam Newton, I just don't think he's the guy, and I don't think that they really want to bring in, Mac Jones right off the bat. So I could see him even in New England.
Here's